I do have sleep tonight at some point.
What's up? We live? There we go. Look at this boy. This is gonna be like a blues podcast, so we'll go ahead and get this going. You do that.
That's right. Yeah. The name on the back of this jersey is the reason we're smiling today. There's no question about that.
It's pretty. You're on what? Did you say 2 hours of sleep?
2 hours sleep, and I'm telling you, I never thought I'd do a podcast with the Blues being Stanley Cup champions. This is. I don't. I'm gonna save it for the show. Save it for the show.
It's gonna be in your way, so.
No,
There you go.
Why do this?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna jump on here. We haven't done a live one in quite some time, but it felt like
Well, it took the Blues winning the Stanley Cup, right?
given the
To do the live.
given the circumstances.
Oh man, yeah. I think a lot of tired people in St. Louis. Oh, Magic says play Gloria.
Oh yeah, okay.
If I play it, are they gonna be able to hear it?
I'll play it. I'll play it on my big speakers here.
Let me see. That's possible.
It will also be on the Gloria. Will also be on the. I'm just going to spoil that. It will be somewhere on the podcast.
Gloria was on the email today.
It was. Did you like
Yeah,
that?
I love it.
I
That was a
waiting
great
for that.
email. Yeah. I sent you just a picture of Bennington with the cup. Use your imagination on what. There we go.
We're just gonna play this the whole time, just in the background of the whole podcast.
Who would have thought? Such a dumb song, right? And we all want to hear it over and over.
You know, you were talking about how Ryan said he really went into those lyrics, you know, and I listened to it last night after because now I do just because everyone does it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this song is so bad.
So bad. Who knows what she's even talking about? That's a friend of mine, Ryan Jenkins, and I went to the hockey game together that we went to, and we were both on the way home because we were just playing it over and over and over. We're like, what? What does she even mean? What? Here we are.
It's really ridiculous song.
It is. I was singing at the top of my lungs last night.
Did you see Busch Stadium?
Oh yeah,
They had it going, and a ton of people there.
25,000 at Busch Stadium, sold out at Enterprise Center. I mean, don't tell how many people at Ballpark Village and then all the other bars.
Yeah.
Once again, I mean, how many people are we gonna have for the parade Saturday? It's
Oh my
gonna
God.
just be insane.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does.
Date
Yeah,
is Saturday. Yeah.
noon.
Starts at the Arch, right?
No, it's gonna start on 18th and end at the
Age, though.
Yeah. So the downtown street is Market Street in St. Louis, and we've said for 52 years, well, how unbelievable would it be to see the Cup go down Market Street?
I mean, and you know, as a Chiefs fan who understands, I mean, I think the Chiefs fans understand it probably closest to what you guys are going through here. You just don't, you think about it, but you just don't ever think it's ever going to be possible.
Right. I mean, yeah, when you're a kid, you go to games and you think, oh, this is the year that doesn't happen. And then you turn into an adult and it still doesn't happen. But, I saw a lot of Facebook posts because we're obviously in Missouri. And it's like, all right, Cardinals, you got it. Blues, you got it. Chiefs, you're next. Because that's kind of the three. That is the three.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Mahomes tweeting up about Bennington and going to a game and supporting us. I told you he can't pass Baker, but I'll pass him. I'll let him pass Kyler Murray. So he's going to be number 2 on my list now.
That's huge.
I'm not going to get a Chiefs jersey. I'm not going to be a bandwagon fan, but
Okay.
I will pull for, we got to support each other.
I appreciate it. I support, I supported you, so you support me.
Yeah. Well, I meant Mahomes.
I know you did.
Mahomes.
That's why I said it. Little bastard. So a few people get on here, and then we'll get on. We're going to talk Blues, obviously. We're going to talk Stephen Foster, big night Saturday night at Churchill Downs. We got 5 stakes. Roadster returns on Sunday. We'll talk that race at Santa Anita. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the Belmont, anything lasting thoughts, or at least the day. I care more about the day than I do the actual race. Be a good podcast.
Thanks to be great.
Mostly about the Blues, though, I'm sure.
Mostly about the Blues, yeah. I have a feeling people are clicking on our link and then going right off when they hear this.
Yeah, I know. They're like, son of a bitch, this song is still playing. Yeah, that's how most, like, if you hit. But I mean, like you said, before we got on here, like 99% of the nation was rooting for the Blues last night.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Boston, and no one else cares about Boston winning another championship.
Boston. If you're a Boston fan today, you got to feel awful because you dominated the game and lost. But I've said on this show for a couple of weeks, that's hockey. That's what makes hockey what it is. The goalie's the equalizer. We'll talk about it. I don't want to.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, whatever your name is, Laura.
Laura Brannigan. I learned that too. Oh, gosh. I thought we really were going to keep it on.
We can if you want.
No.
I mean, that would be kind of funny, but actually, let's try something here. Let's see what this sounds like. This obviously is not as loud. Let's see what this sounds like recording. You got the behind the scenes here, yeah. I'm just glad Boston. Yeah, see, you're glad Boston win. All right, this is Blinker's office. It's just a test. I'm gonna try if we can just record this in the background or have it actually playing, and then that way I don't have to edit anything later. It just sounds good.
I love it.
I mean, you love it.
I love it.
People might hate this podcast, but I don't really care.
They're playing it 24 hours on. I think it's 98.1 or 99.
Are they really?
In St. Louis.
Unbelievable.
Every clinching game, they played it for 24 hours.
Yes, I'm gonna try if we can just record this in the background or have it actually playing.
I don't hear it.
I don't know anything later. It just sounds good.
I love it.
I mean, you love it. We'll get it a little louder.
Yeah, I'll make it a little louder. Oh man!
As always, it's been a while since we've done this. As always, you can ask your questions while we're doing this. No, we didn't. Hey, Magic, how's your leg feeling? You kept asking when we do this podcast. Sounds like you're bored as hell at home. We miss you, but hopefully you're healing. The whole horse racing community seems to care for some reason. Hey, Magic, how's your leg feeling? You kept asking when we do this podcast. Sounds like you're bored as hell at home. We miss you. But, yeah.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. Gloria. Okay, let's turn this on repeat. I'm gonna hate this song after this is over, but
yeah, by the time we got home from the game we went to, we kind of were like, okay, we don't have to listen to this for a couple of days. We turn to a radio station and just plays it over and over.
Bored of laying on my back 14, 16 hours a day. Well,
doesn't sound like too bad of a life to me, Magic.
I had a lot of inappropriate things to say about that.
We're in a good mood today. So.
All right. Three, 2, 1. What is up? I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Halterman. Oh, wait. Should I call you Mr. Stanley Cup? And here he is, Mr. What's up, man?
I'm Mr. Bennington today.
You are Mr. Bennington. For those live, you can see it.
I think, I may have thought some unnatural thoughts about Mr. Bennington last night. Listen, obviously, I'm in the best mood I've ever been for one of these podcasts, other than, well, no, ever. I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, great night last night. First time in 52 years the Blues take home the Stanley Cup, right? I mean,
and as you can hear, Gloria This will be on repeat.
Right.
If you're watching live, you know what's up. Those of you listening to the podcast, we talked about it on the live thing, and we thought, hey, let's play it on repeat. Why the hell not, right?
I love it. And let's get into the best thing we saw today. Can we do that?
There's really no point of delaying that, right?
No,
we're already
so-
talking about it.
Yeah, obviously we're going to talk about the Blues on this show. Man, unbelievable, right? The great equalizer, the goalie.
Unbelievable.
Jordan Bennington absolutely holds the Blues in the game in the first period, making saves I didn't even think were possible. And then we get a lucky break, we get a goal, we get a beautiful move by one of our defensemen and get a goal. And my wife and I are watching. We're looking at each other. And we're like, "This is gonna happen. Because they're not gonna beat it."
Maybe the most dominating period in the finals by the Bruins.
Yeah,
and they were down 2-0. It was just, and I didn't want to jinx it, but I was like, this is you can just tell, like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's happening.
I was very, very confident going into the game, and then about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, got the penalty. 8 minutes, 9 minutes into the game, I was like, we are going to get our asses kicked. But the longer it went, and he just kept making saves and buying us time to finally get our legs. And the Blues played better in the second and third period, but there's no doubt they won the game in the first period, getting outshot 15-4, and leading 2-0. But they got the bounces in that first period. I mean, that's the best way you could describe it. This is a franchise that never gets the bounces.
Right. Historically, they never get.
They got the bounces finally, and I just to put it into perspective, why they say this is the hardest trophy in sports to win. Their journey started the Wednesday before the Arkansas Derby, and it ends the Wednesday after the Belmont. That is a lot, and they went 6-7, 6-7. They did not have a short series.
Oh yeah, every
thing.
time. Yep. Yeah, just so let me tell you, like, what is it? You've longed for this. You're literally your entire life. So, what's it like? Have you found the words yet?
Well, evidently Heather's secretly trying to film me for you, like before you, at the end, and I really didn't react when they won, other than just emotion.
She just sent me pictures because she's like, there's really nothing to look at because he's just standing there.
During the game was just insane, yelling, screaming. I never sat down the whole game, the whole freaking game, until they scored the fourth goal, and I just fell on the couch like, we got it,
Right.
But yeah, and then it was just like, I didn't know what to do. And you're going to experience this one day, trust me. Like I told you a couple times, the Blues can win the Stanley Cup. The Chiefs can certainly win the Super Bowl. They've done it before. And it's just a feeling like I don't know what to do because I'm so used to see them skating off the ice in the first, second round.
Right.
And that's it. So
it's just a weird thing to see the Stanley Cup being held, like they do, and skating around, holds up, and the Blues jersey underneath it,
Yeah.
Not the ones over there standing, waiting to get the handshake or whatever,
Yeah, exactly. When they threw up all their equipment and they're going to the net to for the big dog pile, I thought, what is this?
It just had from. There's so many storylines with them that surrounded it, other than obviously being in last place in the NHL in January to the rookie goalie getting brought up, or the story of the girl who's basically been traveling with the team that's fighting cancer, and they've kind of rallied around her. Gloria, the song. There's all these different things that whenever you look at a team, like a big kind of an upset type team, like I think I'm always thinking like the Red Sox and stuff like that back when they finally did it.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's all these different things that go back. You kind of like a team like this has that vibe. You know what I mean?
There's no doubt. Yeah, Layla, that's the girl you're referring to. When they showed the video and they're going to go to Game 7, and she's not really able to travel, but they approved it. And they're like, yeah, she can do it. She's doing well. I mean, at that point, I was just almost like, it can't end with a loss. It just doesn't feel like it's going to end with a loss.
Yeah.
Everything was just kind of coming together. So, just unbelievable. I learned what it takes to win the Stanley Cup because, of course, I'm a Blues fan. I had no idea. I've never followed a team that's even been remotely close to winning. And it's just you've got to have guys that are just relentless, really. That's been our word all year. And the biggest key, in my opinion, to the whole thing into this season, the goalie and the other players have to kind of feed off each other. And it's hard to explain. What I mean by it is Binnington, in times when we really needed him to make saves because we were really struggling, he did it. And then when we really needed the guys to pick up Binnington because he was struggling, they did it. I think back to Game 4 after Binnington had been pretty average in the first 3 games. He was pretty average in Game 4. They made sure he didn't have to stop much.
Right.
You know, they got his footing back. And then in Game 5, he goes and wins. You know, Game 6, he did struggle a little bit. Game 7, the Blues struggled terribly, but he's able to pull them through. That's what you got to have. I think back also to Game 7 of the Dallas series, which was really one of maybe 2 times that I actually thought we were going to lose a playoff series in this whole run. They dominated the game. They couldn't get a goal. It was almost like Boston last night. They could not get the goal to win. They went into overtime, and Dallas turned the tables. And Binnington, who hadn't had to do anything the whole game, he's like, okay, now they're out. Now they're on us. Now it's my turn.
Right.
He stops in. He comes in. He stops 8 or 9 shots. He plays great. Buys us enough time to get the goal. I mean, that's what's gonna happen.
I didn't miss a game once they got the playoffs. You obviously didn't miss a game all year, and what I could tell was like this was a team that was it was like they either got killed. Take the finals for instance, they either got killed or they would win. You know, and they just had this like next game mentality. Yeah, where whether they won or lost, it's on to the next.
Well, Game 6 was such a crushing blow to all the fans, and it's just like we've lost it. And I remember I watched the press conference afterward, and Berube, the head coach, just had the attitude of, I mean, we're going to play Game 7. What more do you want? You know, and you just kind of felt like they were going to win it.
And Binnington, what I could kind of see from him is it seems like he's a guy that, obviously, the kind of goalie you want, where when the chips are all in, he's at his best.
Yeah, I mean, for a rookie goalie on the road, win a Game 7 and, single-handedly carry this. I don't really know what more you can say, right?
I mean, this dude.
He was just unflappable. And Game 5 was another one where he pretty much won that game for us, too. So
it's pretty cool. You guys got it done.
Yep.
Obviously, the Chiefs didn't get it done, but they had Mahomes, and they kind of gives you that, like, well, as long as you got him, you got a shot. Well, that's kind of how it felt with your boy here now, especially being, kind of both in the same situation where rookies or, first year starting kind of thing.
When he was making a few of those saves early, and then he made the incredible save on the power play that Boston had, I definitely thought we were going to win. Like, and if we don't win, it's going to take a huge effort by Boston because he's on his game, and when he starts off like that, he finishes. And I said it off air, but Mahomes, he's my boy now. He was supporting the Blues,
right.
Tweeting about Binnington. I'm with this Chiefs bandwagon.
Welcome. We need you.
They're still second.
Juju,
they're still second, but hey,
we need like that. Maybe that's part of what I've been telling all my Chiefs friends. I'm like, man, Mahomes been at the games. He's got the jerseys. And he's tweeting about them. Like it's like we need that good momo. We need that momentum going into next season.
Yep.
Maybe he can pull it in.
I hope.
Like we can. What if we can get? What are the odds that we can get 2 championships in Missouri, like in the same year?
It'd be amazing, right?
It's kind of, especially when you're talking about the Blues and the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'd have it our lifetime.
Yeah, I was like the ultimate double there.
If it takes 52 more years, then I'm going to see the Blues win once because I'll probably be dead in 52 years if they do it again.
Yeah, the way you're living right now.
Well, yeah, after no sleep and drinking and just, it's not going to stop. It's going to be a week-long celebration.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear what the best thing we saw.
Yep.
You win the Stanley Cup. You're a Blues fan. That might be the best thing that, especially you, saw for the next year. Until they give it to someone else. So maybe they'll win it again.
I'm just thinking, Pharaoh's Triple Crown in 2015, obviously, that was amazing. And then this. And then OU won in 2000, won a national title. Those are the 3 that'll always, I don't know how you're going to top it, Because Pharaoh was the first one.
Yeah.
And then Justify was really special, but it wasn't Pharaoh.
Right.
And OU's first national title when I was alive. And then the Blues, I really believe this is probably it. So I don't think I'll see another one. I didn't think I'd see one, but I don't care. They can finish last for the rest of my life.
You were here to see this. I mean, that's all.
I told my dad last night, I texted him, I said, Jordan Binnington doesn't have to make another save the rest of his life. He'll be my all-time favorite Blues player because he brought us a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
They could cut him next year because he's up 30 goals a game. I don't care. He's always going to be he may be my all-time favorite athlete ever.
There might be a Binnington statue in St. Louis after this.
There might be one in Webb City, Missouri. I live in my house.
All right, that's congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm very. Honestly, I'm so
I know.
happy for you because I know I think there's like we talk about. There's no better, closer resemblance with the Blues and the Chiefs, and
Yep.
I understand what you've gone through. I'm still going through it, but it's just to have that. It's just unbelievable. I mean, 'cause like you say, I didn't think it would happen either for the Blues, just because they seem like that kind of team that just
Never gonna get done.
can't get it all the way done, and just did. It's such a great story. I think not just St. Louis, but the sports world loved that story. Has rallied around the Blues and just how cool it is to say, the guy that had the place the crazy
Yeah,
bet,
$100,000. I KMOX is the local radio station in St. Louis, great radio station. I listed all morning, obviously. And they had him on. They had him on the show because he's been on the show like after every game.
made sleep.
Honestly, though, the guy was so awesome. He's like, seriously, 100,000, whatever. He's like the city and these players and talked about Layla and just like said, unreal. Like, I don't even care. But Darryl Rovell is going to fly him out to Vegas, and they're going to film him cashing these tickets.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, the payday is great, but I've been waiting so long. He's like everybody else. He's a huge Blues guy. I mean,
so what was the story like? Was he like up big or something and decided he would play? 'Cause that's a big wager to make when they're last place.
I really don't know. He told the story. I don't know if he was up or not, but he did tell the story. He was at Vegas for a convention, and he went into the sports book, and he was like, wow, those odds are incredible, and this team still has talent. They were in dead last when he made it. He said, this team has talent. We can still do it. And he threw it out there.
But it was like a $400
wager.
I mean,
He had to have been up.
I could say I could see at the very most being like, I'll put $100 on it. It's like I'm a huge Blues fan, and like you say, but 400 is like that's big.
He also bet the Cardinals. I don't know how much he bet on the Cardinals.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
You can't win them all.
Never know.
All right, let's get to it. Today's show, we preview Saturday, 600K, Stephen Foster Stakes at Churchill Downs. The first Breeders' Cup winning rain event for the Classic. Then we're going to do a rapid-fire picks for the remaining stakes races. There's 4 other stakes races at Churchill Downs. Remember, that's at night, so that's always fun on Saturday night, as well as the return of Roadster in the Affirmed Stakes at Santa Anita Park. Let's go!
My favorite segment ever.
And that will live on in Dude's history.
Yeah, that's going to go in my Hall of Fame. I don't have a Hall of Fame, but that'll be the first.
Just retire.
Tell everybody I know, listen to that, and then turn it off.
So, do you want to? I know Magic, whoever's on here. Do you want to listen to this the whole time during the?
That's true.
I think that segment is good, but I don't know if we need to continue it. I'm gonna stop recording for that segment. It's good, perfect timing. Sorry, Laura.
Somebody home?
Yeah, the boys are home,
okay,
so there you go. There you go. Magic said, "I say end it."
Yeah,
I bet you do.
Well, it's louder to us than it is coming through to you. So I feel like I almost have to scream.
I think it's voicing like the Red Sox and stuff like that. Back when they finally have Mahomes, and it kind of gives you that well, as long as we got him, you got. That's awesome, though.
It's pretty cool.
Oh man. This is Stephen Foster, by the way. Let's get to actual racing here.
Yeah, now we'll do our job, I guess.
The Stephen Foster is kind of a cool race, I think. It's like we're still looking for the horse that is like the older horse, we're still looking for that classic horse. And I feel like this is a really good race to kind of give us an idea of who that horse could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's still early, but it is a winning race for the classic. Gift box traveling, Yoshida obviously as the class. Is he good enough to do it on the dirt, to win that kind of race on the dirt? You've got like your tenfolds and a couple in here that could have a big second half of the year that, I don't know. I kind of like this race for usually the Stephen Foster might have like one horse in it that you're excited about. Like
7 horse fields.
Yeah.
We've seen all
There's a big field, but we have a couple of big fields to talk about. It's a tough handicapping.
The Stephen Foster, probably my favorite Stephen Foster was Gunrunner. When he, I mean, that was awesome. Like he came back and just murdered those horses, and it's like, okay, this guy's serious. And of course, Whitney, Woodward, and then, on to win the Breeders' Cup. But yeah, this is a hell of a race. I wrote the article for this, and I didn't think about it until now.
Right.
And
of course,
so this could go good. But no, I've studied it. But
there's a preview at racingnews.com.
Yeah, no, when you write a preview, you gotta study it. But anyway, I looked at it and I thought, man, I'm really intrigued by like 6-7 horses in this race. Now, do I think all of them are going to win? Do I think all of them are even going to run well? No, probably not. But they still are like, there's something about them. It's like, well, I can see them doing well.
I've got
I'm super hyper right now.
I've got a really Well, you pounded the coffee thing before you got on here, and of course you already don't need the more.
Well, I needed it.
Hype here. Of course you have like Seeking the Soul, Quip, who ran good at Oaklawn. There's a few in here. There's one in here that you're going to make fun of me of, but I think could be decent.
One thing about you said that I'm not going to do that again, because anytime that happens, that horse wins.
Well, I hope you do it for my horse.
Ask Mike Somich. Of course, he makes fun of Magic a lot on the show for his picks. So yeah, of course they're going to win a couple times, but it does seem like that. Like Glorious Empire,
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. Anyway.
Well, all right. Let's do it. Let's see here. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to race 8 on Saturday at Churchill Downs. It's the Stephen Foster Grade 2 or 600K for 3-year-olds and up, 1 miles. Again, it is the first Breeders' Cup winning race of this year for the Classic. We were just talking about on the live recording here on YouTube Live that we've kind of been waiting for that horse, that the older horses. Obviously, the Triple Crown Trail has ended now, and all the focus has been on those 3-year-olds, and we've talked a lot about it on this podcast. As far as, is this a year to the 3-year-old, even though we're still kind of figuring out who the 3-year-old is. It is the year that a 3-year-old could win the Classic, because we don't know who the older horse is, who's going to emerge as the top older horse. And this is a good race to kind of get us in the in that conversation. Like, okay, this group of horses, maybe the top 3 finishers or however it finishes, these are horses that are worth following, that could be that horse at the end of the year. Yeah. Of course, the one horse that I would say is not in this race that I think could be is Vino Rosso. But he's not in this race. But you have Tenfold in the race. You've got Seeking the Soul. Obviously, Gift Box, I think most people would put as one of the top of that list. Traveling over here, you've got Yoshida making his start here on the dirt. It's kind of interesting that they've chosen that path.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know which way they were going to go after going into the Texas turf. But here he is at 7-2. But Gift Box, I should say, 3-1 Moorland favorite. So interesting field. I think it's a deep field. Field 12.
Were you surprised that Gift Box came for this race? I didn't know that this was the plan, and maybe I just missed that.
Kind of weird.
Yeah,
right?
I hadn't heard that this was the plan, but
Sadler Shipping, that's always a storyline. And hey, by the way, before we go any further, the Classic is the Breeders' Cup winning race for the Classic, and you've also got the Fleur de Lis for the distaff. Okay, at Churchill Downs. Let's be real. There's a good shot that the Breeders' Cup is ran at Churchill Downs again.
Boy, that's a really good point I hadn't thought of, but you're absolutely right. I think it's 1 to 5.
It's obviously scheduled to be at Santa Anita, but
I
that's
just
looking bleak.
Yeah, and I just think Santa Anita is probably 10-1 right now to host it, and I think if they move it, Churchill Downs is 1 to 5 to be the choice. Yeah. So that is kind of a thing, and maybe that's a sign why it drew 12. I don't know, but So let's start with Gift Box, and I think really the question is, he was ranked number 1 kind of by default in this division. Do you think he is that good? Let's start with that question right there.
Who?
Gift Box.
I think Gift Box
you think is.
Let's just say that good. I think he's good.
Do you think he's a worthy number 1 ranked handicap horse. I don't either, and that's why I went elsewhere. I would use him defensively, but I did go elsewhere as far as a top pick. A lot of interesting horses. Before I'm going to beat around the bush before I tell you I'm going to pick the win, but one that's getting a lot of hype, a lot of talk, and seems to be working out pretty well heading into the race is number 7, Tenfold. Tenfold coming off the Pimlico Special win. A lot of people like that performance. Asmussen always been sky high on this horse. Where you're getting a square price too, 12-1.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, I like this horse a lot in this race. I've got a few horses I like to key in this race that are prices because of that. Because I think Yoshida and obviously Gift Box will take a lot of money. He's one of them. Tenfold is kind of that horse. It seems like, especially being a Curlin, we always talk about the Curlins get better with age. He's now halfway through his 4-year-old year, and this horse finally broke through. After finishing, I think the Oakland handicap you can kind of throw out, being that the track was what it was. He came back and ran okay. Remember, this is the Jim Dandy winner as well last year. Looked good going 1.25 miles. He has the signs of a horse that could continue to improve.
Well, the big question, and you talk about the Oakland handicap, you also have Quip in this race, who's 10-1, who won the Oakland handicap. You also have King Zachary. You also have Runaway Ghost. So you've got some newly turned. This is the 4-year-olds now. Do you trust those last year 3-year-olds to come up and compete now with these older horses? I'm not sure about any of them, really. I like Tenfold's performance just as good as the next person. I like, obviously, he's a Curlin, and I love all the Curlins, but I don't really think he's going to win this race. I don't know if he's good enough. I don't know if Quip's good enough. And so King Zachary, Runaway Ghost. I don't know if these new 4-year-olds are good enough.
That horse that Tenfold beat in the Pimlico Special, You're to Blame, came back and ran really well. What was that? The Brooklyn or whatever the Manhattan? Whatever was it? The Brooklyn or Manhattan? What's the Brooklyn? Yeah. I mean, he finished 5th, but they were all right there. I'm not saying like that wasn't like the great field. But he did back up his performance and ran well. But yeah, I feel like that there's like, to me it's Yoshida and Gift Box. Like, those are the two. Yoshida's got the class, but is he good enough to do it on the dirt? He did win the Woodward last year. I mean, what was that? How for real was that?
Mm-hmm.
He did beat Gunnevera. He beat Leo Frick, came back to win. I mean, it wasn't like it turned out to be a decent field.
Yeah.
Ran 4th in the Breeders' Cup. I can't figure out what they're like. It's like they can't. Then he runs in the Pegasus Turf. Then he runs in the Dubai World Cup, and then now it's like, I feel like this horse could just get on one route, one plan that this horse could do well, one of the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very odd to me that they just keep moving back and forth. But here's how I looked at this horse, and I'm going to go ahead and say I put him on top. It's going to be my top pick. Here's why I did it. Here's his 3 dirt races, and try to knock these races. He won the Woodward. Okay, I don't care who's in the field. It's still the Woodward. That's still a very good one, right? The Breeders' Cup Classic, he lost by a length in 3/4. Okay, and then he got beat to Accelerate, Gunnevera, Thundersnow, 3 very good horses. Okay, Pegasus Turf, well, that was on the turf. And then he goes to Dubai, and he finishes 6th, but he's only beaten 5 lengths in the richest race in the world. And now he shows up here with a field that I don't think it's great. I think he is a better horse than Gift Box. I just do. And so that's why I put him on top. Those dirt performances weren't bad. I mean, I don't know that Gift Box runs 4th in last year's Breeders' Cup Classic. I don't know if Gift Box runs within 5 lengths of Thundersnow in Dubai. So I really think Yoshida's going to be tough to beat in here. There's a lot of prices that I like, though. And number 1, Thirst for Life is actually one of them. I'll mention him right now. I thought that last race at Churchill Downs, and Magic and I and Slim were right there watching him on Kentucky Derby Day. That was a huge effort, and that was his 3rd race off the layoff. So maybe he's kind of back into form. I think at 15-1 on the rail there, I could see him kind of getting a good inside trip, saving the ground, and maybe hitting the board in this race.
Yeah, I mean, another horse that I thought looked good coming into this race is the number 9 horse, that Tom's Tate, whatever you pronounce it. Got beat by McKenzie in the Al Shiva. Of course, McKenzie freaked. You know, and this is a horse that seems like likes Churchill Downs. You know, 2 wins, 2 seconds in 5 starts, and then okay, so the horse I was you're gonna make fun of me about is number 8, King Zachary, a horse that has always kind of had, you know, that been like on the verge. I think you've even picked that horse once, maybe in the Indiana Derby or something. You know, this is a Matt Winn winner last year at Churchill Downs. 4 starts at Churchill Downs, 2 wins, 2 seconds, never off the board. Did come back last month, May 4th on the Derby day. Ran 3rd, but you know, well beaten. But he's now trained by Graham Motion, okay, from Del Romans, and continues to get. You know, he had John Velasquez that start. He has Javier Castellano now. I mean, that to me is a sign that this horse. I think like the horse has always had some sort of talent. He's always ran into some big race. You know, this horse ran 4th in the Travers last year, 4th in the Indiana Derby. Matt Winn won. Like I said, it's just always been like he's just not quite been good enough. But I do think that there's plenty of pace in the race, and this is a horse, like I said, that likes Churchill Downs. You got the trainer change. You got Javier Castellano. He's at a square price for sure. He could make a bump up. Can he win? Maybe not. Maybe he's a lot like Tenfold. But I'm going to wheel this horse with Tenfold in a lot of spots because I think he can make some big prices.
My deal with him, and I have always kind of liked him. This is another horse by Curlin who probably is going to get better. I liked Tenfold more than him, so it was kind of, okay, who do I take out of these two to kind of put in the bottoms? And I picked Tenfold. But King Zachary, nice horse.
So as far as like most likely winner for me is going to be Gift Box. You know, Rosario to ride for the 4th straight time. You know, this horse has ran big numbers the last 3 efforts. And yes, you do have the shipping thing with Sadler to kind of worry about, I guess. You know, his only loss this year, well, I guess since December, has been to Vino, who last Saturday, that was a hell of a race, you know. Ran the mile and quarter races the last 2 efforts, mile 16th, looked really good in the San Antonio. So here you go, kind of at the middle. I mean, obviously, it's no concern whatsoever. I don't know if, like you said, if Sadler's doing this because it's like, hey, we might have to ship Churchill Downs in November. So let's just go ahead and send him out there. You know, he's doing well. He's been working out great. Just ran a really quick time at Santa Anita, going 5 furlongs and almost a minute flat. So I just like that, you know, yeah, you get the shipping thing, but to me, I would rather have Gift Box when you have Yoshida, who I think has got talent. I'm not sure I'm ready to take him off the layoff, you know, and on back and forth. Like, let me see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, coming back from Dubai.
Yeah, you got the Dubai thing as well.
Yeah.
So I'm on Gift Box on top, but like I said, this is a race I think you go deep in if you're playing the multis. You know, you mentioned several. I mentioned several. I think as far as when you're wheeling, if you want to get creative, just don't be afraid to play really anything. This is because you got to remember this night on Saturday nights. It's always weird. So it seems like some weird stuff can happen.
It is.
And if you start, you know, you got to be careful. And especially this is the race 8 of the program. So Matt wins race 5. If you start seeing some weird results, things that you did not see happening, take that into account.
Oh, remember last year Pavel won this race and Axeman lost the Matt win at like a really short price. So and King Zachary won.
Yeah,
so,
King Zachary won.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So beware for this night. But I'm on Gift Box. You're on Yoshida. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have very good news for you. Let's see here. Okay.
Calling
them.
We should probably pause that if we're gonna call him up.
Yeah. Are you gonna do it live?
He may not like that.
Sadler.
Did he try to call you?
Look at this.
What?
Kelsey sent me this. He wants to be here, and he said,
I love it. That's great.
My son's got his shoes on outside.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to rapid fire here.
What was the comment? Did I miss anything over there?
Magic says if Vino and Gift Box had here. Let me stop the recording here. if Vino and Gift Box had opposite positions in the last race, and the stretch run is the result the same. Gift Box outside, Vino inside. I think if Gift Box runs well, Sadler ships him to Toga for the Whitney. Has run well at Saratoga in the past, and not sure how deep that field will be this year.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Whoever said that, and then I think
Vinny.
Vinny, okay.
What's up, Vinny?
I said Curtis. It may have. I don't know. It looked like Vino was pretty much the best. Like if it was a nose or a neck or something, maybe I would change. But I think Vino wins that no matter what. He looked like the better horse down the stretch.
Well, this was definitely a year for Sadler. You would think
question.
to ship because, like we say, we've been waiting for who are the older horses, and be a great year to send to Saratoga.
Well, Sadler may not have a home to run at.
Well, that is true.
So.
All right, so we're gonna rapid fire those 4 undercard races for the Stephen Foster and the Santa Anita. They affirmed on Sunday that returns. It's also Mucho Gusto, Roadster, and Kingley. It's the Bob Baffert Classic, kind of the random Bob Baffert horses that didn't pan out this year. Classic, we'll call that.
All right, where are we sticking to Churchill first?
We'll do the Matt Winn.
Okay.
Dude, Magic. The Matt Winn is terrible, by the way. It's like the Boulevard Broken Dreams. When Mr. Money's 2-1, you're like, yep, got to rethink that one.
Yeah, I've got to go against Mr. Money.
I went with the old. Well, no, I won't spoil it.
Nah.
Magic, one of Magic's horses.
Ooh, I can't do that.
You can't do that?
No, I don't like him enough. Not Magic, but the horse.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, works either way. I dare you to pick Nick's Go.
No.
No one should do that. When Nick's Go is like 5-1 a race, it's bad. Both of Magic's real horses run this weekend. All right.
Oh, great. Good luck.
Great. 3, 2, 1. Time for Rapid Fire, presented by Naira Bets. All eyes are officially on the inaugural Naira Turf Triple Series, which premieres this first weekend of July at Belmont Park. To prepare for the groundbreaking series, Naira Bets is offering a bonus up to $90. Leading up to the Belmont Derby and Oaks, bet at least $20 per day, 5 days a week, and earn a $20 bonus per week. If you bet $20 per day, 7 days a week, you will earn a $30 bonus per week. Weeks run Sunday through Saturday from now until the end of the month. Bets must be placed in the Naira Bets app to qualify. Sign up for Naira Bets now with promo code DUDES and join the action today. They're just giving money away.
They are.
Pretty much. It makes it easier for me because that's a lot of 20s and 90s and 7 days a week and 30, whatever. They're giving money away over at Naira Bets. Naira Bets app to qualify. Go check them out. All right, rapid fire. We'll go earlier on the card on Saturday night at Churchill Downs. Race 5, Matt Winn Stakes, grade 3 with 150K for 3-year-olds going 1 1/16 miles. Field of 7 lined up for this one, and it's a tough race when you got number 6, Mr. Money, at 2-1 morning line favorite.
He certainly looks like he should win, right? But how are you gonna play him as a big favorite? I mean, he's another one that I'm gonna have to play defensively. I thought, and I didn't put him on top, but how is number 5 Proverb 15-1 in this race? I thought he had a decent enough running line to say, well, he's got a shot here. I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm going to go to number 3, Nolo Contesto, to win this race. And I have hated this horse, and I still don't love him, but I think this is a pretty decent spot for him. I really do. I think they tried to run him in races that were a race, I guess I'd say, that was a little too tough for him. Last time out, Santa Anita Derby. Now he drops back to a grade 3. You got to remember, this horse was beaten by a couple lengths by Roadster. I think Roadster would be 1-9 in this race. So
he did beat Omaha Beach.
He did.
Whatever that's worth.
It's just hard to even count that. But I do think he's good enough to win a race like this. I'm going to go Nolo Contesto on top, but definitely trying to play some underneath shots there with Proverb.
That's pretty gross. Yeah, I understand why. I mean, Maybe Sadler ships in to win a couple of these horses on Saturday night. I'll see your gross, and I'll raise you a gross. So I'm gonna go number 1, Limonite. Yeah, you don't like this horse at all. No. But here's the thing: this horse does like the track, and 3 starts at Churchill Downs, has a win, 2nd, and a 3rd. So horse runs well. It seems like plenty of speed in the race. And let's be honest, no horse likes to win that's in this race. So someone's got to finish, right? We saw on Saturday at Churchill or at Belmont Park. Sometimes the horses can just stop. In the easy goer, you can stop and you can still win a race. And maybe that's the case in this race.
Probably going to happen.
Someone's got to finish first. Yeah. And I just like the way he finished up last time out. Again, running on the undercard May 4th at Churchill Downs. Ran and won that race, kind of picked them off left and right down the stretch. So I don't know. This horse has had some high hopes, never really panned out. I can't really make up a bunch of he's doing this well, doing that well. It's like you just kind of hope that he runs like he did last time out and improves. Yeah. So I'm on number 1, Limonite. This one is an interesting one.
This one's really tough, yeah. Who'd you take? Well,
I went with. Stay tuned. All right. Magic, come on. Some of your broken leg vibes. Give it to me. Maybe that's a bad way to say that. Not the broken. We want broken legs, but maybe your karma. Obviously you got some good karma going for you after you won the Belmont. There was obviously something, something to be made up for that. That's all I'm saying. Is like maybe your broken leg can help. I can't go back on. I don't know that. No broken legs, please. All right. Yeah, this race is 14 horses. Good gosh. Who is even the favorite in this race?
Let's see. What is the favorite?
Do we have a 5 to 1?
5 to 1 favorite.
Good Lord.
It's in the Post, who I, always one of the horses I pick.
Admission Office. I like that horse, all right. If you're telling me it takes breaking a leg to get some good juju in horse racing, then sign me up. I'll just. No. It's not that bad, right?
I'll take the.
Take the bad.
I'm not signing.
All right.
I don't want a broken leg.
3, 2, 1. Next race 6, the Wise Dan Stakes Grade 2, return $50K for 3-year-olds and up, going 1/116 miles on the turf. Field of 14 with 2 favorites at 5 to 1. So that's what kind of race it is. Number 7, it's in the Post, and number 12, Admission Office. This race is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a really tough race. I almost went about 6 or 7 different ways. I ended up on number 9, Inspector Lindley. I think this horse is going to bounce back from a really terrible effort last time out in the Dixie. But if the horse can get back to some of those previous races, I think he wins. I think he wins it, maybe not going away, but I think he's just classier than the rest of this bunch. Let's not forget he was 7-2 in the Dixie, second choice behind Catholic Boy, who's ran a monster race. He couldn't have beat him that day, but he's a lot better than what he showed there. They wheel him right back. Gets Jose Ortiz to ride today, which is kind of more of his regular rider. Lascano's been on for the last 2. Now he gets Ortiz.
Right.
I think it adds up to a pretty good performance. I also kind of think a 1/16, even though the last race was at a 1/16, he did nothing. I think this is probably his best distance. So I'm going to give Inspector Lindley one more shot.
Yeah, I like that pick. I definitely like the idea. Of going, not like 5 to 1, still fine price. But I playing the favorites. I just don't have a lot of interest here in this kind of race. I'm looking elsewhere, looking for prices big time. And I'll give you a horse that this is an all or nothing play. This is a horse that you probably put on top, and that's the only position you put on top if you're wheeling. And that's number 10, El Picaro. This is a horse, a Chilean horse, is making his debut in the United States. Chilean champion, by the way. I did a little research on that horse.
There you go.
You get the likes of Javier Castellano to ride. So that's never
decent rider.
I think the idea that you've got a field like this, a grade 2, wide open field of 14, and you get a horse coming in like this, and Castellano jumps on. There's at least been something said about this horse to run here. Now, he has not ran since November. He did lose that race, finished second barely, but in this horse rattled off like 5 races in a row prior to that. Group 1s in Chile, in Chile. But he's coming in. He's Carreras a trainer. You got Javier Castellano. It's one of those things I couldn't land on a horse that I liked a ton here. And this horse is the unknown. And as our friends over at Magic Mike like to talk about, and Samich likes to talk about, unknowns versus unknowns. This is an unknown, and in a race that's full of some knowns as far as shitty horses.
Yeah.
He's totally an unknown. He's probably the best unknown because he could come out and be really good and then get one of the best riders to ride. So I'm going to take a shot, especially when we're looking at an unknown at 12-1 morning line. So I'd much rather take that than 5-6-1 on any of these other horses. So on number 10, El Picaro. First to last. All right.
I love the nuns. I don't love that.
See, I listen some, Magic.
The knowns versus unknowns. I love that. That's great.
I listen some.
That's great.
At least I give you guys some shout outs on here. I get nothing on yours.
Samichism. They talk about me all the time. That's why I love that show.
Yeah. Oh, they love you.
Yeah, they do.
I hate to pick 3 on Friday, and Magic's response was, "Nice job, Aaron."
Yeah, I didn't bet it. Oh gosh.
That was never mind. You got in a bike wreck afterwards. I'm just saying, maybe it would maybe do you some good if you were a little nicer to me. Bad karma.
That's really going out on a limb. You're not nice to Jared. Wow, that's what made you.
No, I don't now, Magic. It's over.
Do you ever want to?
No. I did all the time. I would dream about it.
Magic, he gets so mad when I go on the show.
Listen to it on the airplane. I was like, son of a bitch, you were on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, screw you. Yeah, he thought it was a group ticket, he said.
No.
But even if it was a group ticket, you said Aaron.
Yeah. Well, who knows who handicapped?
I fully gave ultimate props for the last leg of the 2. But my ass got up and bet the ticket.
Oh gosh.
Episode 100, yeah. I'm gonna shut it down after episode 100.
That's true. He does have that power.
Yeah. All right. This is a distaff, right? The Fleur de Lis.
It's a handicap.
Well, no, but it's for the distaff, right?
Oh yeah.
You're right. You're having slaps. It's okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Next up, race 7, the Fleur de Lis Handicap Grade 2 with 250K for Felix Mares, 3-year-olds and up, going 1 1/8 miles. It's a Breeders' Cup winning or in event for the distaff. Again, who knows? Might be here. Might be at Santa Anita. Field 6 lines up for this one. Got a small field, but it's definitely has some nice horses in here. Led by number 3, Elate, 8-5-1 my favorite. You have number 2, She's a Julie, 2-1, and number 5, Blue Prize at 2-1 as well. What do you think?
Elate, now or never, right?
You have to. It'd have to be now or never.
And that's no disrespect to the horses in this race because Blue Prize is a tough horse at Churchill Downs, and She's a Julie is getting better and better. The 2 horses I would use is She's a Julie and Elate. I think Elate is a better horse than She's a Julie if she still has it. And I just think she's done enough to where if she didn't still have it, they wouldn't keep running her.
Well, yeah, I do understand that, but at the same time, like I mean, you have to use your eyes, and
I agree.
Especially the Oaklawn, the Azeri is a full pass. Like the horse off the layoff ran really well, and then obviously what Midnight Bizou is, she's good, really good horse.
Yeah.
The Apple Blossom, even if she already got beat by Midnight Bizou again, it's like, but she was really poor with that effort.
Well, we're gonna find out if she still has the will to win because you have to. The one thing I'll say about She's a Julie, yeah, she's getting better. Maybe she's progressed even more and gonna run even bigger, but even if she's just what she was last time, which was solid, you have to run to beat her, right? I mean, she's going to make you earn it. So we're going to see. Elate, I mean, like Midnight Bizou would probably win this race by a couple lengths, and she's been beating Elate by a couple lengths. So it makes sense that Elate fits right in. She can win this race. So I went with her one more time, but I definitely She's a Julie's the other play.
All I'll say is this is we looked back and pointed to this race for Abel Tasman's fall, and that was, of course, the personal ensign. She never came back at all. Now, Elate has ran twice since, and but she didn't run at all the rest of the year. And then she hasn't won yet, hasn't had that will to win. So you could still say that race literally took it out of both of them forever, and that happens sometimes, especially with fillies and mares. So I'm still going to lean on that a little bit. I love Elate, that. Yeah. But I'm going to go with the horse that continues to impress me every race, and that's number 2. She's a Julie, like I said, if you're playing 2. I agree. Looks to make it 3 straight, coming off a grade 1 win at Churchill Downs last time out. The distance, I guess, would be your kind of question mark going to mile 8th. Mile 16th would be more of her wheelhouse, but I expect her to get close, if not right there on the lead. And I think she's been working out awesome. So I think she's getting better and better. And out of those, I'd rather have the horse that's kind of more on the up than the horse that I think is really talented or was at once. Like when she's at her best, Elate can be anyone. Yeah. But is she there? And will she be back? I hope, hope she runs well, but I'm a number 2. She's a Julie.
Looking at your cheat sheet, we're gonna probably agree on the last 2. I really like this one.
I do too.
Okay. All right. I feel good.
I do too. A lot.
Like a lot.
So I think I got it down to the 4, and the 2 and the 4 is who I boiled it down to in this race and then I was like, started looking at time form, and I really like the time form numbers of the 4 are really nice.
The time form numbers, and then we talked, I don't remember what podcast talked about, but handicapping for me anyway, everybody has different styles, and I don't disrespect anybody that does anything because there's a million ways to do this. But for me, it's pretty simple. Class, number 1, speed figures, number 2. She looks the best on both. That's when I'm like, yeah, I really like a horse.
I remember nailing this race last year with a price. I don't remember who it was, though.
Sure.
Yeah. When I pick a price, it either wins or finishes off the board.
Well, that's what they do a lot of times.
Yeah. Who was it, though? It was Secret. No. Who am I thinking of? Beyond Blame. Yeah, I remember picking that horse. Yeah, I thought that horse was a price, though. So I'm thinking of a different race.
Beyond Blame. I remember Beyond Blame.
Never mind. I'm thinking of a different race. That horse was a favorite. Oh, you know who it was? I picked okay, never mind. Secret Message is who I picked in that race. Remember, I finished 4th. That horse went on to.
You hit him next time.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, at Arlington.
Because that horse was paid $18.
Yes.
18 to 1.
I can't remember the race.
Yeah, that was that last. Yeah. I remember it being at the end. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking.
We finished 1-2 in that race.
Yeah,
and we both had
a huge ticket.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I was standing at Del Mar watching that race. Actually, I remember that. The race was not at Del Mar, but I was watching it at Del Mar.
Yeah, that horse. Let's see. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, what that was at Arlington. It was in
the Pucker Up at Arlington. Yeah,
Pucker Up.
Yep. The horse won last time out too.
No, yeah, one.
Woodbine.
Magic on his home track. What are you doing?
Singing that damn song. Gloria, Gloria. I was confused. All right.
Cooper sounds happy, Anthony.
Yep, Cooper's saying hi if anybody can hear that. I'm sure he'll like the podcast. He usually does. So you guys have any questions? It's been kind of quiet. Magic's still, he's gimped up and just waiting to say something, I thought. So
I think our time zone or our time period's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day, yeah.
People are working.
Magic's drugs kicked in. All right.
Oh, good, Magic.
With those oxys. Do. Right.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear Cooper, Magic? I'm enjoying watching.
Cooper.
Are there 5 of us, Magic?
There's no baby crying here. What are you talking about, Magic?
on the Corn. Terrier on the Corn Smith.
On the Conn Smythe.
What? Oh, Con. Oh.
Well, it's one of those things, Magic. If it was, I mean, yeah, he probably should have. At the same time, he played really poor. And I love the guy. He was really poor in a few of the games in the finals, and that's probably what hurt him. I had to think the voting was very close, but Ryan O'Reilly didn't have a great playoff until the final 2 rounds, and then he elevated his game. We absolutely had to. He was unbelievable. I thought Vladdy Tarasenko was another guy that was like, man, he played great too. It was tough. I was surprised. I think in that moment, all the Blues fans kind of thought Binnington would win it just because of how he did win it as far as the game. But yeah, I think O'Reilly was deserving. It was almost like O'Reilly got the Conn Smythe and Binnington got the Stanley Cup. So you know what I mean? Like that was kind of his trophy that he won last night single-handedly. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. That it was kind of a shock.
I don't got anything. We're waiting until Cooper dies down because.
What do you want me to do now?
Yeah. You play Gloria?
No.
We'll get into it next, but Magic, do you like Roadster?
That's one of those players that I did. Thanks, free. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, Roadster. Roadster's back. Remember?
Honestly, we were just talking to Paul about that the other night. We're
it's so funny. Dead? We say he's dead, he's done, and then he runs a week later.
It's like he hears. It's like he knows. He's like, no, I'm still alive, and I'm going to go win.
He's the weirdest horse I've ever followed. And another thing, Roadster comes back in a $100,000 race, and what are you thinking? 4-horse field? There's horses in the field. I mean, I know Baffert's got a bunch, but there are horses in the field.
The whole stakes race looks stupid.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Kingley's in the race. I mean, come on.
Hold on, let me look at that. Maybe I missed. I thought it was a decent race.
It's Kingley, Mucho, him, and
maybe I looked at the wrong race. Oh, it doesn't have that many, does it?
I mean, it's got some, but no.
Oh no, I'm still looking at the wrong race.
He hasn't slept, so.
Wait, what day is that on?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh, is what's his ass running?
Kingley, Roadster, Mucho,
no,
Manhattan Up, Always Forgiven, and Visitant. That's it.
Oh, I definitely was. I thought we had more than that.
6 horses, and Baffert's got 3 of them.
Never mind.
He didn't think it's.
Glad we weren't recording the show. I don't know what I was looking at.
Much better. It's already scratched because it's Mucho Gusto, right in the race. Not much better. Much better ran the other day, buddy.
Magic.
Come on, Magic.
He's on drugs. So.
Yeah.
And once they get hooked on him, I mean,
they won't. Yeah, it's the way it's gonna be forever now.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Call B Money and get him out of his scientist job.
Yeah, B Money stepped in.
Yeah.
3, 2. You're recording him. Nice. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to. Never mind. Hang on. Echo base. Piece of shit. All right. 3, 2, 1. Next up, race 9, the Regret Stakes, grade 3 with 150K for fillies. 3-year-olds going 1 1/8 miles on the turf. Field of 11 shows up for this one, led by 7-2 on the inside post. Number 1, Winter Sunset. But again, this looks like a field that you could take some prices.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm not going to take too big of a price. I hopefully we get 4-1 on this horse because that would be great. But I'm going to go with Varinka, the 4-horse for Grand Motion. Javier Castellano to ride. Listen, look at the races this horse was in as a 2-year-old. Big time races as a maiden. It almost kind of reminds you of War of Will and how they ran him in those big races. They did the same thing with this horse. She was in 3 straight stakes, and she was second, and then 5th. But the 5th came in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly turf, So Not bad.
And that second she got on her second race to dog tag.
Dog tag, good
Good
horse.
horse, yeah, exactly.
A second to Newspaper of Record, who at the time was a good horse. Obviously the Breeders' Cup, and then knock him down to a maiden, going mile 16th at Belmont, wins easily by 2, and now this is a really good spot for her. So I'm taking her.
Yeah, we're on the same horse here. If you guys haven't figured that out yet, number 4, Varinka. And what's interesting too, kind of similar to Newspaper Records, because he's ran in a few of his races, but this horse ran in 3 straight yielding surfaces, and then last out goes on Affirmed at Belmont Park, won a mile 16th and wins. Looked really impressive. Castellano stays on board here to ride. Well bred, has the back class, the numbers. There's so many, the time 4 numbers look incredible with this horse. I kind of was between the 4 and the 2. I probably will play it to 2 a little bit because I think that horse. She's a little unknown, and I think that last effort wasn't too bad. And the race prior to that looked okay. I just like the price, and I like getting John Velasquez to ride. But I think the price is right on both of those horses. I think 4 at 4 to 1 is more than fair. It definitely has definitely has the signs of a horse that is looking to make that big statement. And this is the race I think she will do it. Number 4, Varinka.
All right, one more to go.
Are you thinking Roadster?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll give you my reasoning on the.
All right.
So I don't waste it for just Magic. I think Magic's the only one on here.
He literally is now at one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's head to Sunday at Santa Anita Park, race 8, the Affirmed Stakes, grade 3. For the 100K for 3-year-olds, going 1 1/16 miles. Field of 6 lined up for this one. 3 Baffords to the outside. Number 4, Kingley. Number 5, Roadster. He does live. And number 6, Mucho Gusto. Really all 3 on the Derby trail. Roadster ran in the Kentucky Derby last time we saw him. And we were just commenting. We were out in New York, obviously, for the Belmont. We were with our boy Paul. And we were all laughing about Roadster, about how there couldn't have been more of a hyped horse going into the Kentucky Derby. We're really in the Santa Anita Derby and then the Kentucky Derby. And then the moment they crossed the wire, maybe even before they crossed the wire, he finishes 16th, and no one talks about him. Literally radio silence. There is no word whatsoever. It's back to what it was, where you couldn't find anything about him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, I started seeing a couple photos of him working out from Ernie. And then now he's entered in this race.
Yeah, it's really interesting what happened with this horse. The story behind this horse is a crazy one. And every time it looks like, okay, he's done, and he's got a quarter crack, he's got this, he's got that, he's not coming back, then he enters a race. So, and again, he disappeared, now he's back. Here's why I'm picking him to win. Bob Baffert in a recent interview said, we've got maximum security out there, you got Omaha Beach, and then you got my 2 that I think are going to come back and run well, Game Winner and Roadster.
Yep.
That's why I'm picking Roadster.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I really like
poor and probable.
Right. Well, yeah, probable. And then he didn't mention Mucho Gusto, who is still a horse that I think is underrated, but I don't think he's the level of a Roadster, because Baffert kind of never talks about this horse ever.
I know.
He never talks about Mucho Gusto.
It's like you forget he trained the horse.
Yeah, I know.
And then Kingley, obviously, he's just what the hell is he? Roadster. Hey, let's celebrate. I'm finally back on the Roadster bandwagon.
Oh,
it feels so good to be back. It's been since December since I was there, and I hated the bandwagon for the longest time. Then I was glad I wasn't on the bandwagon, but you know what? I see it. You're back. I'm back. So I'm on number 5, Roadster, baby.
Habits die hard, folks. AKA Magic.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it. What do we think? You get on him? I bet he gets pounded, Roadster. I mean,
oh yeah, the way everybody's got a hard on for him.
I'm sure John will have him set. What do you think? Like 6-5?
Pretty low, yeah. I'd say that's probably about right.
You'll probably get below that. Yeah, probably get 4-5, 3-5, like you're saying.
The quote unquote Derby winner could be running Sunday, but we don't know yet.
Oh yeah, the Pegasus.
Yeah. The Service said I'm waiting until like entries, basically.
Let's mention that on the closing.
Okay.
Because I want to have something funny to say about that. All right. 3, 2, 1. It's all the time we have. Check us out at RacingDudes.com for our free picks and our premium selections on our handicapping products page. Click the handicapping products link on the main menu at RacingDudes.com to learn more. We've already started working on the upcoming inside track to the Stars and Stripes Festival wagering guide. So we'll give you an inside look at all 5 stakes races running at Belmont Park on July 6th. And of course, we talked about it in the Naira promo, the 2 new Trinity series or whatever they're calling them, with the turf for the Oaks and the Derby. Starts off in those. So the way it works, they ran the exact matching Triple Crown distances, but they're on the turf for 3 reels on both the turf and the dirt. By the way, did you see that Master Fencer is going to run?
No.
Master Fencer is going to run in that race in the Belmont Derby.
It just keeps
God bless
better.
this horse, okay? I love it. He's the trainer, whatever,
Wow.
Good luck pronouncing his name, but he's like, yeah, he won't disappoint. He's ran on the turf before, and he came out of the Belmont fine.
He might run well on turf. Maybe.
Yeah, well, he's got the closing kick. I mean, he does it every race. He'll finish 4th or 5th.
That makes me happy.
It's just the fact that we get more Master Fencer in our lives is obviously a great thing. By the way, talking about the Triple Crown, you mentioned this on the live, but before we got on here, the quote-unquote Derby winner, I guess he's the horse that first crossed the line in the Kentucky Derby, might run on Sunday in the Pegasus at Monmouth.
Yeah, so we're recording this Thursday, before 1 o'clock Central Time. So when you're listening to this, you'll know if he's running. We don't know yet. We're just guessing. So I'm sure they will have a robust field for the Pegasus at Monmouth if he enters.
By the way, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there for all your maximum security truthers, okay? So you guys think, and I'm going to say this to you too, because you have this horse ranked number 1. You think this horse is the top horse, and they can't even, they don't even know, he can't even decide he's going to run in the Pegasus? This horse is a joke. This horse is the most overrated horse in the country.
I will say how they're campaigning him is a joke right now.
Well, that's part of it, because if you don't run the race, you can't. I mean, I think he's got talent, but what the hell are they doing?
I really don't know.
Didn't run any more Triple Crown races. There's an issue with this horse.
I think you're right. I think something's amiss with him.
Something is.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like he could have ran in something by now. I mean, but I don't know. But by the way, number 1 horse is Omaha Beach, so just throwing it out there. By the way, you can get that inside track to the Stars and Stripes Festival for free if you subscribe to at RacingDudes.com. So make sure you check it out. We're currently covering 36 tracks, all offering free picks. We're on Twitter at Racing_News, Instagram, and Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, even our website at RacingDudes.com. You can also check this out live on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see our boy in a Bennington jersey, check that out, and all the kind of behind the scenes, everything's being recorded live. So we stop, we pause, or whatever, everything's actually being recorded, so you see the behind the scenes stuff. So that's kind of cool. All right, I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Alterman. Congratulations to you, my friend.
Thank you.
And the St. Louis Blues.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend. All right. Yeah, Magic. I'm glad you could jump on there. Yeah. Stay in good spirits.
Yep. Be good, buddy.
You'll be all right. You'll be fine. We're there for you.
No, we're not.
If you need anything, just call Halterman.
How are we there for him? We're all around the country.
Paul's there for you because that's apparently who you go reach out to when your life's on the line.
That's right.
But anyways, you'll be all right, and we'll talk to you guys later.